In this lecture, we are going to see an introduction to the page speed tools that we are going to use in this section. This is the test website that we are going to optimize in the page speed technique 1 of this section. This website has got a huge banner image followed by a set of titles, body of the post, and a few widgets in the sidebar. So this is a pretty modern website which is based on 2017 theme of WordPress, and it's very sleek, or we can call it minimal. So it's a lightweight website, but this is how Google recommends you to keep your website nowadays. Now let's move on to the first tool that we are going to use in this section. It's called Page Speed Insights tool, and it's from Google itself. In this tool, you will get a set of suggestions or recommendations that you need to implement in your site to get the best page speed possible. For recommendations and suggestions, I advise you, or I suggest you, to use this Page Speed Insights tool along with another tool called Web Page Test. Let's come to this tool later. Before that, we need to see a lot more about this Page Speed Insights tool. Since this tool is from Google itself, the algorithm that's used in this tool is up to date, and you can rely upon the suggestions or recommendations that's given by this tool. But you don't need to chase this 100 out of 100 page speed score from this tool. If you get a green tick for this mobile and desktop, then that's enough. You don't need to proceed further. At the end of the day, the important thing that matters is the load time, not this page speed score. So let me reiterate again. You need to follow the suggestions or recommendations given by this page speed tool and this web page test tool alone, and not any other tools such as GTmetrix or Pingdom tools. Now let's come to this second tool called Web Page Test. Sometimes, even after optimizing to this maximum 100 out of 100, you might not get the best page loading time. For example, you might be getting around 5 to 6 seconds, or sometimes even more than that. In that case, this Web Page Test tool will give you some more suggestions or recommendations that you can implement on your website to improve the page loading time. This tool won't give you a score, but it gives you grades for 5 different things, such as first byte time, compress images or transfer, or to catch static content, etc. And it also gives you a tick mark for effective use of CDN. CDN is also called as Content Delivery Network. We will see more on that in the upcoming lectures. This tool gives you some of the crucial information such as first byte time or repeat view load time and much more. There are multiple load times displayed such as here, 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 and multiple times. The time you need to care about is this, the load time under repeat view. Just ignore all other load times that are displayed in this tool. You just need to care about this load time alone. Okay, let's move on to first byte time of this tool. Why this is so important? Because the first byte time is nothing but the time taken for the first byte to reach from your server to the user's browser. Effectively, nothing is happening in this first byte time. So, if you can reduce it as much as possible, then your total load time will improve accordingly. Though this web page test has given A grade for 0.5 seconds or 0.6 seconds of first byte time, Google recommends you to keep the first byte time or the response time under 200 milliseconds or 0.2 seconds. To improve this first byte time, you need to move to HTTPS and a powerful server or cloud hosting along with CDN. Though I use CDN and HTTPS, this test website is hosted on a shared hosting for which I pay a little less than $5. So you cannot expect more than 0.5 seconds response time from such servers. So now let's move on to the next tool, which is called Pingdom Tools Page Speed Testing Tool. Though this tool gives you a lot of information such as performance grade, some performance insights, and a lot more, I suggest you not to see any of them. You just need to care about this load time, and you can take this page size for reference. That is, if you reduce the page size, your load time will improve. But don't take these performance insights into account, and don't try to optimize your website based on these suggestions. For recommendations and suggestions, use Page Speed Insights and Web Page Test. To check the load time, use Pingdom Tools. You might have noticed that I have got 0.5 seconds load time under Pingdom Tools, whereas I have got 1.8 seconds load time under Web Page Test tool. This doesn't mean one of the tool is wrong. This load time can vary based on several factors such as the browser used, the location of the user, here the location or country where the tool is hosted. Moreover, the speed of the internet connection matters a lot. So based on these factors, the load time can vary. But let me give you some benchmark timing which you can set as a target. For Web Page Test tool, 3 seconds load time under repeat view is the maximum. But if you can get something under 2 seconds, like me, here, that's brilliant. You can get such scores only when you use a page speed optimized minimalistic theme along with the reasonably fast server and the best tuning possible, which you will learn from this section. But if you can get something under 3 seconds, that's good, no issue at all. Coming to Pingdom Tools, if you can get a load time under 1.5 seconds, that's brilliant. But you can stretch the load time to a maximum of 2 seconds in this Pingdom Tools. So these are the benchmark load times or the target load times for your website. Regarding GT metrics, I advise you again not to use this tool even to check the load times or for the recommendations, because they are not consistent over time. You will get various load times whenever you retest the website, so it's almost impossible to rely upon this unreliable tool. Earlier, GT metrics happened to be the go-to tool for recommendations and loading time, but now they are not up to the mark, and that's why I advise you not to use GT metrics for both recommendations and load time testing. From the next lecture, we will be starting to optimize your website for the best page speed. But before that, we need to take some precautionary steps to be fail safe. Let's see how to do that in the next lecture.